At the end of last session, I lied a little bit, and I decided that we're going to do frantic V2 and V3 on camera if these things want to piss off and leave me alone. Sorry, guys, I'm not interested in that. Oh, you... It dodged. Are you for real? Jerk. Can't believe this shit. And the reason why I'm upset about that, by the way, is not like, oh no, the enemy dodged my attack like it probably should. It's just that the shadow enemies are extremely unpredictable when it comes to that. Oh hey, we full healed. Neat. We don't really need that attack plus 30, I don't think. Like, we can certainly get away without it. Oh, please. Alright, sneak in there. Use that almost completely worthless little bit of that stuff. Full cust. Alright, so I hope that he's out of his iframes by the time that we are done here. Alright, move down. Oh, whatever, you dropped a cube behind me. Oh no, I'm stuck in a position that doesn't actually matter right now, because, yeah. So as you can see, not a terrible fight if we actually draw the kind of stuff that we need. However, I do believe that we're going to have to jack out and jack in order to get any of these things done. Oh, turn that back on. Yeah, this is how you would have to deal with him if you had no swords, which I've been in here without swords, and it's kind of irritating, but far less so than you would think. Also, we went the wrong way. Ah, yes, good. My favorite enemy layout. And yeah, we're just going to Buster Max through a bunch of these dudes as we go, because, yeah, quite frankly, these enemies are barely worth our time anymore. Actually, let's take a quick look at the library, and you can see that I have just about everything that we can get at this point. And the things that I don't have yet are mostly by virtue of the fact that we just unlocked them. Most notably, Anubis is over here. Life Aura 3. And if we keep scrolling down, frantic V2, V3, NapalmMan 1, 2, 3, PlanetMan 1, 2, 3, Base 2, Base 3. And over here, you can see that we have completed the Program Advance memo. I didn't show these off because, I mean, listen, 16 of these, 14 of these are the exact same move. H-Burst and M-Burst are basically just 100 damage spreader that deal more hits and are very annoying to set up. Arrows fires off 10 arrows of rage. Yeah, it's just 10 shots all in a row. It's about what you'd expect. If you saw, we definitely use the Tri-Lance chips in BN1. So it's that, but it is just more. And thank you, by the way. Ultra Bomb. Ultra Bomb we showed off on screen. Same with all the life swords. Punch. Punch like a machine gun. It's 5 rocket punches in a row worth 80 damage a pop. So 400 damage. It's respectable, but I'm pretty sure it causes iframes in a lot of enemies. Curse. This is a shielding move, and when it activates, it fires off curse shields at the enemy for 500 damage for each hit in an area. Time Bomb Plus, as you can see, in G, in K, or in Z, which is a terrible code. 500 damage Time Bomb, though. It's real good. Heavy Stamp. Oh, Heavy Stamp. If you can fit this into your folder, you absolutely should. Heavy Stamp targets a single enemy for 800 damage. It is disgusting. Down here is Poison Pharaoh, which we can't do yet because we don't have Anubis. But Poison Pharaoh, oh, Poison Pharaoh is going to be fun once we can do that. Gator, we've seen Gator. Guts Shoot. I didn't show off Guts Shoot, even though I kept meaning to. But I forgot it was in this game. So Guts Shoot is that, yeah, Guts Man throws Mega Man. 400 damage in this game compared to the 500 in BN1, which 400 is a bit fairer, but also the HP maxes on bosses in this game are much higher, so the 500 damage would actually have been okay, I think. Big Heart. So this is just an enhanced roll chip that gives you a full heal, and I think the damage is like 300 or 400 or something. It's actually quite good. But on the other hand, look at the things that you're using in here. They're not so good. Bodyguard. Bodyguard. Oh, Bodyguard is a lot of fun. So Bodyguard, I think, is 10 hits for 100 damage shurikens that target the enemy panels. They're a little bit slow to hit, but this stuff just goes on while you're doing whatever else. So it's a nice little supplement to the rest of your turn. Very good piece of thing here. Double Hero is just hit everybody a lot of times for 70 damage a hit. It's okay, but it's a little generic. Are there any others of these that I didn't really describe too well? No, I think we covered them all. So all that remains in terms of program advances for us to use are our old friend Poison Pharaoh and, of course, Darkness, which we can't do until we get the base V3 chip. So that's going to be a hot minute for us. Or possibly a cold one, but the weather over here is not exactly amenable to cold things. Hey, get a load of this guy. It's our old friend NapalmMan. He's a man. He may or may not be made of napalm. We should probably... yes, we should probably turn that off because... Again, I'm trying to do all these bosses at least once without. But also, you can see what a garbage hand we ended up with here. So I'm guessing that this next turn is just going to be devoted to us dodging attacks. Ow. Yeah, the floor cracking is a bit of a pain in the butt. I should remember that I have the add button. That would probably be a useful thing to have put to use there, is that last turn I could have added those chips. And we could have had like a decent hand this turn. No. Let's do the smart thing. We just have to make sure that our placement is good, which, to be fair, I mean, if we just stay in, like, the upper half of the battlefield, we can probably get away with it. There we go. Get him out of here. Yeah, we didn't play that especially with much dignity, but we got his chip. 220 damage. I don't remember exactly how this aims, but I guess we can take it out and we can check it out. Laser shooting, coffin, etc. I love that. We should... You know, if we manage to beat all this before we run out our 3 hours, I should just do a little bit of a session of showing off what these moves do. Because I definitely haven't used the most variety of attacks in this playthrough. Okay, yeah, Buster Max goes back on for junk battles. It'll also go back on for V3 battles, by the way. I'm counting that as junk battles now. Ooh, nice. The green mystery data in this area, by the way, can have full cust in it, which I found out recently. And I was just like, yeah, that makes my life so much easier, because then I don't have to sub them out of my good folder over to the one that I was using to stockpile all of my PAs while I was working on the PA memo. And that made my life significantly easier and happier, for that matter. Because, to be honest with you, if I wanted, I could go and I could pull those out of that, and I could have 5 full cust in this folder. And that would just get a little bit obnoxious, I think. Like, the AI can't complain, but damn if it wouldn't try. Alright, here we go. We got our old friend, Mr. PlanetMan here. Oh, how did I screw this up? Oh, okay, I see how I screwed it up this time. Well, that was incredibly stupid of me. Can't lie. I should probably have saved in front of this fight, and yet I didn't. Which... Smooth move, X-Lax, you know? Oh my god, I still have Buster Max. You know what? Executive decision, we're just gonna do that. Because... I didn't save. So, yeah. That was incredibly stupid of me, but you know what? We'll give him a fair fight when we properly take on PlanetMan V3. And I mean it, too. It just may not be immediately if he does spawn before we jack out. Because I'm at 250 HP. I don't think I can give PlanetMan a fair fight at 250 HP. That just does not seem like a thing that is doable by a human being who is me. If I was someone... Like, if I was one of the big people in the community, like if I was Giver, or if I was Mid, or if I was Prof9 or someone like that, maybe I'd actually be that kind of competent. Or Dirge. Dirge is another really good guy when it comes to net battle stuff. I've seen some absolutely crazy shit in some of his videos. Ow! That was some bad play on my part, to put it nicely. You know, if I was one of those people, then sure, I would probably be able to pull it off. But as it stands, no, I need a little bit of insurance to deal with the fact that I'm kind of a moron. Kind of a moran. So now that we've done that, we save. Probably not the right place. We should probably be saving more inside of the World 3 area type of location. This is the wrong warp. Wow, me going to the wrong place. Who would have guessed? I have no sense of direction. At least it's not BN1 internet, because boy, oh boy. Well, we all saw that, didn't we? I swear I will probably be less stupid when we do BN3, which will be like right after this. Because I love Battle Network 3. It also has a significantly longer post-game than this. I mean, I talked a lot about, oh man, the post-game in Battle Network 2 is real long, and sure, we're almost done with it now, and after 2 streams, which still seems like a fairly big chunk after what we had in BN1. But I mean, yeah, just yeah. Oh boy, BN3 definitely has some plot moments that are like, you're kidding me, right? So for those of you who like to see me just absolutely lose my shit, I'm sure you'll have quite a good time with some parts of BN3. That'll be fun. BN3 also has some bosses with some really nasty gimmicks, so those will be fun to fight and figure out how to build around those. I'm gonna try to give those fairer fights, except for like one of them who, you know, can eat my entire butt. But I digress. Alright, game, show me Pharaoh Man. I gotta give him a noogie like 3 times. It ain't nice. Oh yeah, I suppose that if we're gonna be, since we don't get a Buster Max effect to, like, cut through shadow enemies, we should probably have our set of blades in there. Just in case. Because while I'm pointedly trying... I don't think I pronounced that word correctly, but who cares? While I'm pointedly trying to farm up gut style, in case we manage to get another style change before this is all out... I am... I still need to have some stuff there for specific combo things. What I guess I'm trying to say. Words, I forgot what I was saying. Well, keep in mind also that when I say, oh, I'll completely lose my shit during that, I'm talking about more like the... If anyone remembers the level of breakdown that I went into when we encountered radiation... There's gonna be a lot of me just like, you're kidding on that sort of level, so... I don't think I have those often enough, even though we definitely have played some things with some absolutely goofy fucking plots. Alright, come on, Coffin Man, where are you? It's okay, I think taking damage helps us with the drop rates for certain things, so, yeah. Much as I'm loath to be like, yeah, I need to take that hit. Come on, I don't need to sound like a complete Scrub Quotes parody, but... There he is. Hey, buddy. Nice cube. Oh, 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 this thing is angry. Angry. Alright, so, that's not what I was hoping for, but I may have to actually, like, not suck at this. And that would be unfortunate. Oh boy, yeah, counters and getting bug frags in BN3. There is quite a grind in BN3, I'll say that, with regard to those in particular. Hey, Pharaoh Man. Okay, well, that should actually be an S rank. Come on. There we go. There's our Pharaoh Man V2 and V3. So before I move further, I'm going to go pull up the ranking info here for how we get Anubis. Okay, so it's... They want us to get an S rank for a 50% chance at it, and that's fine. Hey, I love when the random encounters, when the lock enemy, pardon me, does not give you a perfect effect. Thankfully, there are some very easy and cheesy ways to get counters. And while there's going to be a little bit of, like, relearning how to do things with the Switch controller I'm using on some level, I think we'll probably have an okay time with that in BN3, aside from the fact that it'll take a while. Because, yeah, there's some easy farms for those. And you can just get them off of regular enemies fairly easily with certain battle chips will help you out. You can even do it with stuff that stops time, which, I mean, that in and of itself is pretty fantastic of an addition. So don't worry, I'm gonna get worse. Get good? I don't think so. Alright, Coffin Man, come on, where are ya? You know, I kind of want... Oh, fuck off. It had to run out at a point where he was not my previous encounter, so I can't just feed another lock enemy. Oh, man. Forget what I'm saying in advance. That's always useful. So I'm actually going to go crack the green mystery data in order to try to force encounters. If the game feels like being not a jerk to me about getting this, Well, first you gotta get the fight, and then you gotta get the other part of the RNG where it's like, hey, yeah, you need the right drop. Isn't this fun? Eventually they do things to fix this later in the series, so... The back half of the Battle Network series doesn't exactly have the most positive reputation, but I gotta give it credit for that eventually they sort of realized, hey, yeah, we're taking out all chips that aren't Navi chips from the drop charts on all these bosses. And we're going to make it so that way you're always going to get one at an S rank, instead of a chance of getting money, which was a thing that existed in BN1. It's like whichever that first game that we played was. Wow, it would make a whole lot of sense if it was BN1, wouldn't it? Oh, no, I just forget everything nowadays. That's different. I kind of want, if they ever make another Battle Network game, I want Man to come back because they brought in an attack in BN6, which is just drops a giant fist on someone. So that way you can just punch Mega Man in the face. Just like in the old cartoon. And that could be one of the trap effects, or comes out of the coffin for some reason. Alright, come on, game. Quit being like that. There we go. It's like, no, I know what's gonna happen. Alright, area grab. Ow. Well, that's going to severely reduce our chances because that is dropping us straight to a 10. I mean, I guess it only drops it to like a quarter, but still. Although somehow we got V3 that time. That's neat. Yeah, save. Because if Lock Enemy expires now, I'm just gonna reset, because we got Man V2 and V3. I'm just trying to get Anubis. And since some smartass on the dev team was just like, yeah, what if we made sure that Lock Enemy doesn't always work? Well, now look what I gotta do. I don't completely know either, but, and the double rats. That's unfortunate. I have no idea what's going on with that, so I can't really say anything about that. There we go. There's our Anubis, and it's in W code, which admittedly this is kind of a W for us. Getting that thing. Let's see if we can let this Lock Enemy run out of its own volition here, or potentially get ourselves another chip. Ouch. Spent too much time goofing there and got goofed in return. Good thing we saved. Say, please no rats. There we go. And it's just one of those. Right. Because, yeah, the publisher, unless the publisher happens to also be, which is not exactly common. So let's use that full energy and go back to it. However, we should probably modify our folder a little bit here. And Anubis W. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to reduce some of our other things. And I got to remember to go find the other. It's Poison Mask and Poison Face in W, which I went and I picked up a couple of these. In fact, to be a little bit more consistent, I'm going to put in 2 of each of those masks. Kind of like how we've got 5 Gate Mans and far fewer rather of the other things. Right, and I mean, it's very strange to be like, hey, you know, to the unofficial accounts anyway, which, you know, what the hell would they have to do with it, right? They only have the same amount of information as anybody else. So, well ahead of anything else, it's, you know, it's a strange choice. I guess people are frustrated. Oh, they're going to be even more frustrated when they see the list and find out that that broken thing that they hate is not banned. I'm assuming. Alright, come on, NapalmMan, don't make this like... Don't make this a whole adventure here. Don't turn this into a complete and utter violation of the Geneva Conventions or something. I don't know where this joke is going. Don't turn this whole ordeal into a complete war crime. Oh, hey, I think that's the last code of Rat and 3 that we didn't have. Because, yeah, when I was doing this earlier... Oh, well, I won't know now. Let's go take a look, just out of curiosity. So when I was doing that earlier, I had the 2 asterisk Rat and 3s, and I had 3 other codes in there, but you can't use the Omega Ratten with 2 asterisks for some reason. I think it has to be literally everything. It's a little bit awful, we'll say that. Actually, I'm curious if this can give us steps towards getting a random encounter. Probably not. But if it could, that would be very amusing. It'd just be how I fight in this place while I'm sitting here waiting for NapalmMan to never show up. Oh, they're not affected by ice panels, huh? That's weird. I did not realize that. And there's an asterisk rat. That's, you know, I guess it exists if you want it for some reason. There he is. He was hiding in here the whole time. Oh, he's got 2 turrets now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Well, abandon strategy, because they'll never fucking work. Why would you say that? Oh, right. Alright, well, it's time to just kill clock, I guess. Oh, there we go. We can... This'll give us some fun here. Oh, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck. Oh, boy. There we go. Okay, I don't think we have to kill clock anymore. Well, rip in peace our Poison Pharaoh statue, because it got blowed up, like, immediately. But Poison Pharaoh is quite fun, and by that, I mean, it's dirtily and stupid, but it definitely works against a lot of things. Because, hey, it pierces auras. That's not a spoiler for what I'm gonna do to somebody sooner rather than later, but... Ow. Crap. Yeah, give this guy credit. He's got a lot going on! What the hell was that? Ah! Am I gonna die here because I can't get a shot in? There we go. Wow, that was disgusting. I was a little freaked out there, I'm not gonna lie. The fuck was that? Oh no, our lock enemy ran out. Okay. Full energy and save. Big mouth Billy Bits. Oh, Bass. Oh, Base. We're gonna be fighting him eventually. So, yeah, real quick, by the way, I can go in here, and I can go, and I can say, PA memo, complete. Sort of. There's a hidden one that's not listed yet, and just to show off that that is worth a star on the title screen, there we go. There's our blue star, everybody. The green star is from beating regular base, and the yellow star, of course, we've had that since we beat the game. Then there's a star for completing the main library, followed by one for completing the secret ship library, which requires a lot, and I mean a lot of PvP. Like, I'm not going to do that on camera, but I will describe it, I guess, and tell you the fact that it's kind of a mess. I probably have to go double check how it all works, though, because it is kind of a I believe the term I'm looking for is shit carnival, but it's definitely a lot of RNG, and you have to farm 10 chips through just random chance on winning a PvP match. I will get those, or I'll get them into my library by virtue of I will contact someone elsewhere on, like, the Trez Discord or something and be like, hey, yeah, can I just touch trade these into my library so that way I can have access to hard mode? And basically, I will explain what we don't see when we are done with the everything else. Once we get our full library. It's May 10th. I'm like, is there something special with the number placement or something? I assume it's like another like Japanese, these numbers sound like they make a word type of thing. Right, and I don't know like any of the dates or any of that in Japanese, so I know that it's a common thing. The term for that and similar stuff is called Goro Awase, for those of you who are weeaboos and want to know stuff like that. Alright, so we're turning Buster Max mode off because, like I said, we're going to try and give this dude a fair shake. And I'm looking at my chip selection here being like, wow, this is butts. I think I would like to try to keep access to Poison Pharaoh. Actually, in this fight, it's not going to be good. I should be dumping that shit. Ah. I realized, yeah, that doesn't actually work worth a damn here. Alright, gotta dodge the fireball properly. Meanwhile, the aircraft can be shot down that way. Yeah, so like half of my folder just does not work in this fight, which I think is kind of funny that I'm continuing to use it. Like some kind of a clown! The net battling clown, everybody. Oh no, we got a win here. We got the dub, folks. We just gotta actually, like, not get murked in the process. And we're up against it. We're playing like trash, but we're getting away with it. And that's because I don't like building folders in this game. Although, if I get enough of this dude before I get tired, I will... Get tired of what, I guess, is the question. I will try showing him off, because I have legitimately never used Planet Man. And I think that a lot of people are like, oh, well, his chip is kind of jank, but we'll see. If I recall how it works from what I've read, then actually I think it would be really good against him himself. Which is kind of funny, but we'll find out when we get there, won't we? I hope we do, otherwise I'm going to sound real silly. Gonna sound real dumb. Oh, hey, buddy. Back for round 2, and this time you don't have the water tower. You're learning, unfortunately. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Planetman. They really just didn't have enough letters there, that's all. Because they can't shorten it to Plant Man, because there's Plant Man in the next game. And then you just look stupid! I think. Then again, I've seen how some things get localized lately, and it's just like, yeah, well. And then you've also got other cases of like, oh hey, fans, when the Tsukihime remake came out, a lot of the fans were like, oh, we're gonna machine translate it, and I'm like, guys, don't. Do not do that. Like, no. No. Do not. That doesn't work. You're gonna give yourself more work in the long run. Ow. Here he comes, giving us a suck. We should now be at a point where we get PlanetMan V2, I think. Yeah, that looks like, yeah, the green orbs. Alright, so what are we sitting at here? We're missing 3 things from our library, and that means that we should soon be able to fight Base Deluxe. I'm gonna see if I can find a little information on this one. In general, we're gonna yeah. I'm thinking, what do I... Side quests? No, it's not side quests. No, we're just gonna go look up a guide on a different website instead of just looking up things on the Trez Wiki. Okay, let's just see if we can get this to run out. And then I think they just add his thing back to, yeah, they could have, like, changed the name entirely, but, well, I mean, clearly PlanetMan was the name that they had before. There's been some suggestion that PlanetMan was intended to be based on Astroman from the main series, considering just a lot of the stylization. They could have just named him Astroman to begin with, but, you know, too late now. What does the localizer do, you know, besides groan? Oh, that was unfortunate. That hurt quite a bit. 240, right? Yeah, 240. So that's... I think we took 4 hits from those yo-yos total. Or maybe just 3, but... yeah, because I guess 380 damage a hit would kind of make sense for the way those things are set up. Anyway, hopefully we've forced Base Deluxe into the encounter table here. Aspects are taken by a certain yellow main character. Yeah, exactly. Glide? Wait, no, sorry. Glide, who never actually gets to do anything in the entire game. Like, I think he does a cutscene thing in BN1, and that's it. And then they're just like, yeah, you know, Glide apparently Yai is supposed to be a good battler, and apparently she has, like, all these rare chips and stuff. What if we never let you fight him? What if we never let you fight Glide? And we can all just kind of go, that's really strange, guys, but, I guess it's your game and not mine. Yeah, I know. I know you were talking about Guts, man. I started off on a whole thing after I said that as a joke before. Because, yeah. Although, yeah, Gutsman, in addition to the usual memes, Gutsman is not impressive. So, that's a 2 for 1. Oh, Guts, man. You're gonna get murdered many times in BN3. And here he is, the big boy, the man of the hour, Mr. Bass Deluxe. Let's do this. Oh, hey. I pressed up, game. Come on. Cut me some slack here. Or don't. That's also a thing that it can do, is just not. Ah, yes, that was a complete waste of time. However, we're safe over here. Thanks, base. Now, Gator won't help us here, but the other big cheese of all time absolutely will. You having trouble there, base? You're about to have a hell of a lot more. I don't know, this feels right. I mean, this isn't a quick kill by any means, but... Oh, he's trying to get us. Oh, he actually did. Never mind. Oops. This is what I get. Are we screwed? I'm willing to bet that we're screwed here, because... Yeah, first of all, I don't have another, I did not know that he had that attack at all, and this is gonna be the... well, it got me, whatever it was. To be fair, I completely deserve that, because I just paused, set the controller down, and I had my hands behind my head, like, all the way to the back of my neck, just stretched out, leaning back. Like, if I had the webcam on, I say that like I own a webcam. I don't own a webcam, but if I had a webcam and I had it on, I'm pretty sure that everybody would just be like, yeah, you look like a complete douche right now. You deserve that. And nobody who said that would be wrong, so... Oh, yeah, turn the thing back on. Yeah, exactly. We'll go with that. So... this'll be fun, because it's like, I don't know what the best approach to do here in terms of, like, a legitimate strategy is against this dude, other than just, like, pin him and do cannonballs. Actually, I think that might be... Well, he's gonna flash if he does that, but it is... This is tough. Get the poison mask up there. Let's try out, first of all, let's try out saving the game. Are we still under lock enemy? I should probably walk out of the area and fix that, just to make sure. Oh no, here he is. Well, shit, I was worried for nothing, and yeah, Damn it! You jerk. I mean, it's entirely within his right, but also, what a jerk. Stay back. There you go. Oh, I forgot that was on. I keep forgetting about... I was like, wait a sec, is that just a barrier? No, 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 no. It's okay, we gotta kill him a bunch of times anyway. So, listen, let's get that out of the way. We're not using that, by the way. Whatever. We did that to him early. What I want to do... So I saved before we decided to go fuck with our folder. And this should give me ample time to actually test some stuff out. I think we're going to do, like, mostly just codes N and P here. I think P code and N code both... Or, yeah, P and N. That's what I said. I think they both have some good stuff going, so... We could certainly be looking at a little bit of a good time here. Or do they? Or maybe they're just complete dog shit. Actually, I mean, that N is not impressing me. P, what do we got? P, we got blower. Or her. Hardly newer, etc. Lance. Oh, Lance is 90 in this game for some reason. What we have got is a lot of invis. So I think that'll help us out quite a bit. We're gonna leave one Poison Pharaoh in the folder, pardon me. We're actually going to blend things up a little bit, and I'm going to throw in a few more codes here, I guess. Yeah, because I want my Guardians. That's what I want. Because Guardian is fun. Do we have, like, a good damage dealer in W at all? Oh, we have Grab Revenge. That'll fuck me up. Or something. I don't know if that's actually true, but it feels like it would be. Oh, 130. Damn it. Cannonball? Yeah, we got a Cannonball. Hear Bryce off in the distance. Where's my cannonball? Wait. Either way, the build up to getting base to appear again will give me ample time to learn how to use some of these chips that I've never used before. Like this duder. Oh, yeah, that didn't do anything, but... That's interesting. So it's multiple hits on the same target for a very large amount of damage. Well, potentially very large amount of damage if they're not behind an aura. Let's see what Pharaoh Man does here. Oh, just a simple, straightforward laser. Okay, that's a pretty sensible... Ow. There goes, like, all my health. I just saved recently. I don't feel like using the sub-chip. Alright, well, it's game time, everybody. We gotta do the thing, or go home trying, or something. I don't know what the phrase is. That off. Did that not... Huh? I completely missed how that didn't do anything. That is unbelievably crusty. And it's back already. Okay. No, don't do that. Hell yeah, I was tempted, but... Where's my draws that don't suck? Come on, game. Alright, so this should at least do some good damn... Oh, the hole counts too? Man, never mind, Planet Man. You suck. What an absolute chode. And I'm not talking about that chode. Although I was thinking it. Come on! You're kidding me, right? You're not kidding me. Okay. Alright. That'll do. Hey, look, it's that attack that sucks. I keep calling by the wrong name. Because in this era, it's actually Air Burst. In later games, it's called Shooting Buster. Alright, NapalmMan, let's see what you got in action. Random targeting, I think? Okay, yeah, the holes are not safe places. Alright, champ, let's try this again. I mean, surely he's not going to let me do this for long. Well, there's... Damn it! I was hitting forward. I was pressing the button, game. Come on. We're going to at least give this guy a fair fight where I beat him, and then we're switching back to Buster Max, and we're just gonna clown him. Meanwhile, this thing will just go straight to insta-clown, because... You know. It's a really dumb enemy. And one that I had to farm surprisingly long to get that Meteor 18. And then it just started dropping them every time I saw them. And it's just like, well, now this is a little bit goofy, game. Come on. Yep, discount rush that fell in some purple paint. Red paint. Magenta paint? Yeah, there you go. Whatever, I don't know why it's that color. It's been in boiling water for a while. Look at that 5 area grab hand, by the way. That's real silly. That's real dumb. Rush 2049, yeah, there you go. But now the game is just like, yeah, you're gonna work for this one. Okay, sure. Game's doing a real fun job of registering all my inputs today. I don't need any of this stuff. I'm just gonna reset. Alright, come on, game. You know what I'm here for. And it's not these. I was hoping that that would just break on the rock, but I think that might be a BN3 only thing, so... Again, we're gonna reset after that, because it probably would help to be at full health before we fight Base Deluxe. Just a guess. You know, unfortunately, you can't say the phrase Masterclass and anything related to Mega Man without me thinking of the fact that that was what they called that one trailer for Mighty Number 9. The Masterclass trailer. More like a masterclass in making yourself immediately irrelevant, right? Make the bad guys cry like an anime fan on prom night. Yeah, you're gonna have a nice long career in this town, buddy. And by that, I kind of mean the exact opposite. You know, kind of. Shit! I fucked up. Well, rip a ton of damage there. That's... You know, maybe I should have all 5 full cuts in this folder. Just thinking about that real quick. That just seems like good business. Oh, I'm sure that it was, like, something else. Yeah. But it's just... It's one of those things where it's like, hey, here's a common phrase. Unfortunately, someone has done something incredibly silly with it. Oh yeah, by the way, it's time for this again. And now commence the dirtling. Until eventually he remembers he has other attacks besides Air Burst. Hopefully by that point, though, I have drawn, like, actual chips that are somewhat decent. That I can use in a slightly more effective manner. Alright. Break his thing. Oh, shit! Well, A, I used it wrong, and B, oh my god, ugh. Wow, okay, that's an excellent display of my talents there. Okay, well, he forgot that he had the other moves, so he got what was coming to him, and he gave me just generic base F. Well, but... that is how you fight the guy and don't get any useful rewards. Just in case you were curious. So now we gotta go after base 2 and base V2 and base V3 chips. And of course we're going to achieve that using this, because honestly... Just honestly, you know? Alright, Chief, you can shoot me once. And that should put us into the running for bait. Oh, I didn't move enough. I didn't move enough to go down to a 10. Oops. That was real smart. It'll go nicely with how I failed that Life Sword 3 earlier. I'm so bad at video games. God. Alright, you know what? Fine, you can shoot me twice. That should put me to a 9. And there we go. There's base V2 F. Alright, folks, so now we have the entire chip library, and in fact, I should save first. And you can see 250 out of 250. Return to title screen. And you will see our nice red star there. Yeah, you know, sort the other way around, because we're going down to the X codes here. Now we should probably try to get the fuck out of here at some point. That would be useful. But I'm going to see if I can't add the bonus 30-second PA to our inventory. Sir, I am not interested. Oh, well, that's great, because we weren't walking out of the area anyway, buddy. Thanks. Alright, so here we are, outside, in the outside. And now we're going to go do a thing where we work on getting stuff into our folder. Folder, into our library, pardon me. Take a look at it in a second. That's a good picture. I saw somebody post that recently, so maybe it is kind of a meme. That's a point. So what we're going to do here is I could just... Yeah, actually, I'm going to do this in order to see if we can't. Yeah. All right. Anti-Navi, Bass, and Gospel. And I think that's the order. It is not. Okay. So I have to recheck how that works. But we can take a look at how the base chip works. And you can see it's multi-hits this time. Even makes the screen shake. That does give us a little bit of a visual preview of what setting a trap looks like. But we're going to actually, like, demo using an actual one sooner rather than later. I just have to go back and double check. Okay, it's base, then anti-navi, then gospel. Okay. Gotcha. Alright, game, sure. We'll get a significantly better look, sorry, is what I meant to say, at actually using a trap chip very soon. Look at me just throwing away gospel chips. It's almost funny. Definitely hooked a real winner when it comes to damage, anyway. Hey guys, you want to see something? I do actually know the right order to put the chips in for Life Sword 3. You know, just keep it under your hat. I do actually know how to play the game. I'm just bad at it. So, yeah. This is massive overkill because this does 3,000 damage. To everything on the field. Oh, yeah. Very satisfying. Thank you, base. Jerk. What did I say that was strange, other than anything I usually say? Oh yeah, we should walk away from this fight. Yeah, nice 3,000 damage. That's all, just 3,000 damage. Okay, so for the rest of the session here, because we're like an hour and a half short of what we usually do, I'm gonna go through here. I'm gonna look for some stuff that we haven't given like a good show off, and I'm going to try showing some of that off. Oh, what? You mean the part that I said that was actually accurate? One of the very few things that I've ever said here that was definitely accurate. Oh yeah, I suppose I should go back to Dan Area 1 so I can show off the important part here. Important part. The thing that I haven't shown off before. So yeah, the kunai chips, they make those little spinning blades over the target panels. They are 3 hits each. And they... the range depends on where you... on where you use them, basically. So, Kunai 1 is up and down from you in the row in front of you. Kunai 2 is 2 columns ahead, and Kunai 3 is 3 columns ahead. So, good work, you know, good job. You gotta aim those in the heat of battle, I guess. But, alright, so let's check out the Poison Mask here. And it is literally just the one panel in front. Okay. Meanwhile, Poison Face appears to be a cross pattern around the face. So, cool and good to know, I suppose. Oh yeah, also we can hurt ourselves with Guardian. Just wanted to show that off real quick. So don't be stupid with it. Like I did on purpose there. Alright, back down through the list. I will show off the Tree Bomb shortly. I have that in another folder, so I can do it there. Swords. We've all seen what swords are like. Custom sword. Muramasa, I think, is just a 2-panel range sword, but we'll take a look at that. Slasher. I haven't had a good chance to really use this, but contrary to what the description suggests, this is an ability. You hold down the A button, and if something enters your zone while you're doing so, you attack them for a pretty sizable chunk of damage. In this game, Proto-Man does not really do that, so what I had said in a previous stream was actually wrong. Now, Var Sword, I don't really think I'm going to be able to show off the command codes for that because I suck at those, but we'll see what we can do. The Quakes, we've seen the Quakes before, I'm pretty sure. This hits the 1 panel, this hits a column, this hits a cross. Guts Punch is the same as Cold Punch, but it's not water element. Dash Attack I definitely was abusing in the early game. Wrecker, Wrecker is just Cannonball, and I've shown off Cannonball for sure. I've shown off the Tri-Lance ships, and that's the same as what these needles are. Trident is a very direct. We've seen the attack pattern of Rat, and it's exactly like that. Fire Rat, I'll show that off. Amazing when lit with fire, it says. That's not a great description. But we'll see it. We'll see it soon. But what I wanted to come over here to show you was, here's NapalmMan. He's got an expanded library of things here. And this is where we get the anti-fire, anti-elec, anti-water, Gen 1 and Gen 2 chips. In fact, I'm going to grab the anti-elecs, because those are going to come in handy for us showing them off. Alright, now Muramasa, are you a 1 or a 2 range in this game? It's only a 1 range. That's pretty crap. Alright, I've got a command code list here. Let's see if I can't figure out how to do some of these down. Alright, that's just a quarter circle. That's easy. Up, right, down. Okay, so that's a half circle. Left B, right B. Let's see if I can do the left B, right B one. Alright, so custom sword. Watch the number at the bottom of the screen. You will see that it is going up with our custom gauge, and it starts getting real fast late on. If you use it at close to full, the damage is great. If you use it at full, the damage is nothing. So using that to its fullest requires deadly timing. That is... Custom Sword exists for one reason and one reason only, and that is to be used in the Double Hero PA. If you ask me, which... You know, I mean... I understand why you would in this case. I'm the one who's streaming. Hey, we stunned him out of that attack. That's neat. Ow. Well, that just makes us hit harder. Enjoy that, buddy. Hope you're happy with yourself. Alright, so... Fuck. I kind of dropped that real fast. But as you can see, that... We were holding down the A button for Var Sword, and it was giving us time to do inputs. So, if you do the right input for Variable Sword, it will change its shape, and it will do different attacks. So, the attacks in this game, I'll pull up the list. The attacks in this game, you get a long sword if you do a quarter circle forward, starting from down to right. If you press up, right, down, you get a wide sword. If you do a half circle forward from left going to right, you get your fighter sword, which is your 3 range. If you go down left, up right, down, you do a life sword range, which is 2 columns. And if you do left B, right B, you will fire off 3 sonic booms, which all do the 160 damage. So it does quite a bit of work. And also, it has a weird interaction with Prism, where it causes a further multiplication of hits. Because Prism is just kind of a hilarious attractor for that kind of stuff. Now, the tornado chips. We haven't given these a good show off yet. Actually, we're going to see plenty of regular tornadoes, so we're going to put Blower in there for the purposes of showing off the graphics. Burner, I don't think I ever showed that one off. The Zappering, we've seen the Zappering. That's our charge shot for an electric element style. Satellites, again, we haven't shown this, but we can kind of guess how that works, I guess. However, I'll show it off anyway, just to make absolutely certain that, you know, no stones unturned or something. So, Burner is a very awkward chip to use in terms of range, and as you can probably guess from that, it's not exactly fast either. So yeah, not likely to be on anybody's list of, oh hey, I'm so glad that I got these. Which is great because the enemy that they drop from is kind of irritating. So let's just make it worse, right? And yeah, the satellites just move like the satellite monsters do. If they touch an obstacle even, they will start circling it. So that's cool. But obviously we didn't have anything to show that off with in there. Now these require grass stage, so I'm going to come back to that in a bit. Mag Bomb. I showed off Mag Bomb 1. I haven't shown off that Mag Bomb 2 is a column hitter and Mag Bomb 3 is a cross. The yo-yo chips. I'm not going to show these off because we did already see that. We got hit by them. We got the 3-hit attack at the end of the range. It's something that you can understand, basically. Now, the Curse Shield, I will show that off because it's a little different from the regular shields. And we'll show off the hammer as well, I suppose. So yeah, hammer is basically a slower sword. Fun. I'm so glad they did a lot of this in this game. Where it's just like, hey, here's something that you have before, but it's worse, except for the damage. How many of these can we have? Only 2. Okay. I was like, how much of a problem can I be with this? And the answer is a decent amount of a problem. Oh, I screwed up the timing. We're not counting that. We screwed that up. We should probably do that with, like, the guns or something, because they're actually easier to deal with in that regard. Easier to use as target dummies. Oh, sorry. That's not a very good joke. Well, there we go. That's what the Cursed Shield looks like. Kind of what you would expect once you saw that it's a guard effect. So yeah. Now I just really cannot draw that blower chip. It legitimately does not exist. It's like one of the rarest chips in the game, and it won't draw into my hand worth a shit. Lance, Zeus Hammer. I haven't shown off the Zeus Hammer, but it does hurt us, but whatever. I'm not putting on the barrier for that. Oh, hey, look, this'll be easy. Yeah, Lance just stabs right through the back row. It's pretty fast. Very hands-off attack. It's a really good one in later games, where it comes in asterisk and has more than 90 damage. Why is it so trash in this game? Jesus. Alright, so I can finally show that off. And we can see the red fiery tornado. It's 8 hits worth 20 damage apiece. Here, let's get to a place where, yeah. As you can see, the Zeus Hammer hitting us, too. And it even lowered our busting level, but you probably didn't quite grab that for certain as being the thing, but it is the thing. It's clobbering time, etc. So these, these are strange. Because it seems like they create objects where they land, and if they don't kill the enemy, they do 10 damage. I don't know if there's, like, specific damage thresholds on these duders, but again, I've been told that they insta-kill the moles, so that's something. We showed off the meteor staff, right? Yeah, we showed that off early in the game, and we saw that it was a little bit janky. And they all work exactly the same. Time Bomb, we've seen that. The clouds, I've shown off the clouds. They're all about the same. Mine, the mine works exactly. We use those extensively in BN1. All right, front sensor, double sensor. And we'll throw in a Remo bit as well. Because I haven't really used those myself either, so this will be a learning experience for both of us. Yeah, everything in a series is about the same unless I know it to be otherwise, so that's why I'm breezing past that stuff. Alright. Oh, it drops to the battlefield with a thud. That's something. And as you can see, the Remo bit functions basically the same way that the thing did when the Twisty had it. As you can tell, this is not really an effective way to fight most enemies, but it certainly is a chip that exists for some reason. And double sensor, this is going to be like the fork one, I think. Unfortunately, I didn't have a good place to just drop it and find out. We'll find out next time. Next fight. And in fact, we'll find out right away, won't we? Alright, double sensor. And yeah, that one points in a V. It's a little bit more bizarre than the usual fare as opposed to the front sensor, but it's pretty useful if you set it up properly, so I'm not going to complain about it. It's a perfectly usable attack. I had the front sensor here, so let's show this off real quick. Drops a grenade, puts an arrow, shoots an explosion, you know. As soon as it senses an enemy in one of the target panels is when they go. So if I did not make that very clear, there you go. Alright, did we fight any of these enemies on camera? I don't think we did, so I'm going to put that into our folder here. Geyser. Okay, so for Geyser, I'm going to need a bit of... Actually, we're going to put Geyser in a different folder now that I think about it. The panel outs, we've seen those. We haven't seen line out, however. And Catcher. So Catcher is going to be very hard to demonstrate, so I'll explain it in words instead. Is that you throw out a UFO and it just travels along the thing, and if it hits an enemy, it steals their battle chips, and they can't use them for the rest of the fight. So, meh, basically. And Mindbender. Mindbender is one that I haven't seen working properly for some reason. And I'm not sure why, but I will show off what happens when we use it anyway. Just to have that on the record. And, see, my understanding is that Mindbender is supposed to confuse the enemy, but it pointedly does not do that. So line out summons a Flamey to remove, just to do its thing exactly once. I thought that it did it automatically, but it appears to be a triggered effect of it sensing an enemy in front of it. So that's interesting, I think. That's just recovery, panel grab, area grab, grab revenge. We would have to go somewhere specific to use this, so I'll have to make a note to do that. Geddon 1 we've seen. Geddon 2 breaks all empty squares. That's pretty self-explanatory. Geddon 3 as well is just poison stage, basically. Escape, who cares? We can do that without a chip. Air shoes, again, not easy for us to show it off because of where we're at. Lets us stand on holes. Whoop-de-doo. Why is this a chip? Why can't this be a passive ability? Oh, wait. Later in the series it is. Repair turns all of our panels back to normal. Except for anything where there are holes to start with. So, there's that. I'll use one of the candle chips. Again, like, this is the only time you'll see me using it. Slow gauge does what you think it does. Fast gauge we've used quite a bit. The invises are all still here for some reason. Drop down, pop up. I didn't really show these off at any point, so I may as well do that. Alright. Heat Ball. Pretty simple. Heat Ball has, well, all three of the elemental water balloon chips have a very interesting thing where certain attacks just stay in their hitbox for a very long time, relatively speaking. So you can do some shenanigans with that. Like, the magnet orb that Magnet Man has will cause it to go straight to 999. And the same with Gutsman's Flying Fists. It's because of some sort of, like, weird collision thing. And I think it mostly counts with stuff that are considered objects. I think it's basically a similar effect to what causes the oh-so-fun prism glitch. But don't take my word for that. Yeah, we're doing a whole lot of not much right now. Did we have anything else in this folder that we really needed to show off? I don't think so. Yeah, because the Heat Ball was the last thing from the last rotation. Let's see if the game will actually let us area grab while the candle is there. No, we can't. Well, oops. And we can't shoot our own candle, but it does time out after a while. That was there for a good, like, 50 seconds or something. That's quite the longevity on it. Huh. Interesting. Didn't realize that it was on a timer, because I, like, never use those. Alright, so pop-up we still need to show off. Drop-down we can put in there. And stone body. Again, I think we're going to get a good idea as to what those are like, but yeah. Now, if I recall correctly, in BN1, you actually could not move while you were in stone body. Oh yeah, look at that. We can't move. I'm pressing the buttons. I just have to eat hits. However, we can shoot. Let's activate drop down instead, because I would much prefer that. Let's see how long this lasts for us. See if it lasts until like the end of this turn or something. Because it might literally be until you hit an attack button next. And otherwise just like has no upper limit. No, it has an upper limit. It's just, it takes a while. But yeah, if we attacked, we would break that. Meanwhile, pop up. So I'm gonna have to, I guess, get something going here. Do I still have that ball chip in here? Alright, let's let this thing do this thing again. Yeah, there you go. While we're attacking, we pop back out of it, but we go right back to being invisible, even when we take a hit. So, needless to say, those fights are annoying, but the chip is quite worthwhile. Stone Body, however, is dog shit garbage. Like, wow. I'm not 100% sure why you would want that even. Alright, Shadow can go in there. We'll take Undershirt just to see if it has unique graphics, but I don't think it does. In terms of demonstrating the ability, just wait until we play BN3, because I absolutely will just by accident show it off there. We have seen how all of these look, by the way, all these auras, except for Leaf Shield. I think all the Life Auras look exactly the same, but I will take out Life Aura 3 just to be sure. Because, yeah, I'll sit around and I'll dirtle for a while, for sure, but I think that wasting an entire fight trying to see if I can get knocked all the way down is going to be a little bit of a waste of time. And I'm not exactly the most, time efficient, My streams aren't necessarily the greatest use of your time, but I do respect you all a little bit more than that. Don't let it go to your heads or anything, but a little bit. Anyway, no special visuals for Undershirt. But we can pop this thing on, and I think that's the last... Is that the last special chip that we have in here? I can put down a hand of 5 Guardians for no good reason. Leaf Shield does exactly what you think it does, by the way. The next attack you get hit by heals you for that much instead. Oh, we had Shadow also. Whatever. We'll get that. Yeah, Life Aura 3 can go in there. Now we come to the panel chips. These do exactly what you think. Magnet line creates magnet panels in the line that you're in. Lava line does that with lava panels, ice line, ice panels, grass line, grass panels. And then we've got the stage chips. We're going to be using the hell out of these in BN3 for sure when they come back and they're like actually usable. But otherwise, I mean, even if it weren't for that, demonstrating these, we see what these do already. So I probably don't have to demo that for you. I'll show off Holy Panel. Jealousy is another one that we're not really going to be able to visually demonstrate too well. Actually, we can take it in against Proto-Man, and I can just be like, hey, yeah, look at the rest of the junk in my folder, Proto-Man. I am that unimpressed by you that I'm coming in here with a complete Garbo folder where the only good thing I have is Dark Messiah and Poison Pharaoh. Okay, yeah, so Life Aura 3 is the same as we've known it to be forever. Now, here's the interesting thing with the Shadow Chips. Other than turning you into a Shadow Body that can only be hit by sword attacks, you have a Jump Slash, basically. You do Step Sword for your charge attack. It's only 80 damage, not the, like, 150 that Step Sword is, but it's still pretty good. Anti-Sword will be nice against Proto-Man. Also, I will demonstrate Anti-Thunder, or whatever it was called, as a demonstration of the other two. Anti-Recov, whenever an enemy uses a recovery effect, they take that much damage instead. Anti-Navi, which is in our folder right now for Dark Messiah, steals an opponent's Navi chip when they use it. Then these are all HP recovery. Roll works the same as she did before. Gutsman. Gutsman is basically the same as he was in BN1, except that he drops wherever you summon him instead of at the front of your area. Proto-Man. We'll put Proto-Man in here to show that off. Airman we've seen. Quickman we've seen. Cutman. Cutman attacks the square in front of you, but the damage is pretty good. Shadow Man, I don't completely remember, so we're going to try that out. Nightman. Nightman, we didn't even get to see him use his Wrecking Ball attack at any point when we fought him. He did not get to cast Royal Wrecking Ball, so we're going to throw that in the folder so you can get a quick look at it. It's a pretty simple attack, though, so... it's not going to wow you any, that's for sure. But we'll do it anyway. We're not using that Poison Pharaoh, but I do have it formed, and it's sitting in the hand. Alright, so... well, there's Nightman, so that'll be something to round this fight off for us. Nightman's attack hits everything around you, and it hits the panel behind you twice, which does not have a ton of useful implications in this game. But in the few instances where it does, that is quite powerful because the base damage is, well, it's 260. So that can absolutely annihilate an enemy quite hilariously. And yeah, hard to argue with that. Magnet Man is the north-south tackle, so we've seen what that is. And you can see that if you position that properly, the damage is immense. 300 plus it gets double boosts from your attack plus chips. Plus it's electric, so it does double damage to water, and anything that's on ice takes double damage too. Freeze Man is a little bit hit and miss, and we'll probably get a demo of that when we show him off. But first we gotta actually draw him, right? And we'll start off by doing this. Holy Panel turns the panel in front of you into a panel that causes you to take only half as much damage on it. So, not really useful. In this game, Proto Man is much better because he goes after every enemy. And he does his wide sword attacks. So if you've got enemies lined up nicely, the damage on that can be disgusting. I mean, you get 3 enemies into a single column, and the dude in the middle is taking 600. Heat Man. Flame attack, range is 3. I'm pretty sure that that's kind of like the Gospel Breath panel formation there, is that it's... Well, I guess we'll see it when we get there, basically. Alright, buddy, here we go. Light him up, Chief. Yeah, so like that. I'm pretty sure that if we stood at the top column or bottom column, it would just be like more of a triangle, effectively. Okay, yeah, all of our regular chips are just like whatever now, because, yeah. And yeah, you can see this is another issue with Holy Panel. We can place them onto the enemy's side. So, boo, boo. Terrible chip. Terrible, terrible. Alright, Heat Man, you can leave. Oh, I'm sure you guys will be sick of that noise sooner rather than later. Toadman is the homing shocking melody, which we've seen before. Thunderman, I think that description is going to do pretty good for us, but it attacks the third line. So, 3 away, it attacks the whole column. The damage is pretty good, though, so aiming it is not super hard. And it hits that hard. It's not a bad ship, really. Oh, and it creates holes. That's fantastic, actually. That's a really good piece of stuff for us. Alright, Freeze Man. Do your thing. Freeze Man is also known as, hey, you should probably area lock the enemy before you use the chip, but oh boy, you put boosts on that, you are going to absolutely obliterate somebody. Unfortunately, you also got to set the whole thing up, so, I mean... Yeah, that's not exactly a great strategy against Base Deluxe, we'll say that. Now, let's put this whole garbage folder to use here. And see what we can do. Now, here's the part where the mockery comes in, because he does not have 400 damage to break this. Come on. No fucking way. I mean, we could just do add, but I'm not going to. Or, do add, sorry. Just do Dark Messiah, but we're not going to do that. We're going to sit here, and we're going to fish. Not for that. I'm sorry, the thing we're actually looking for is we're looking for... let me see if I can remember the name of it. It's... oh, Jesus. We're looking for the other Navi chip that we have in here that I've already forgotten what it is. Great. We're looking for Shadow Man, because for some reason... Yeah, he just hasn't come up until now. Yeah, so he throws 3 shurikens. That's some pretty good hits against a single target, I gotta say. That's not bad damage. 240? We'll take that. We will absolutely take that. And it gets 3 times the boost from any of our boosting chips. So, hey, points there. Snake Man. Do I have a good way to demo? You know what? I guess we're going to throw Geddon 2 into a folder in a second to show off Snake Man. And then we've shown off the rest of these, so... After this point, we're just going to put these in, and we're going to go and annoy Proto-Man very soon. Yeah, we'll put the Geddon 2 in there. And come on, game. Give me something that I can area lock to the back so I can show off Snake Man at the best of his abilities. Not quite, but we can still do some fun stuff with this. This. Now, Geddon 2. Oh no, I can't win the fight now until all these holes come back. Well, you see, if the game feels like giving me my draw, there we go. There's Snake Man. Now, Snake Man's only got 50 damage, so you got to think there's some shenanigans going on here. And yes, for every hole we've got, you fire snakes out of it. They do home in, by the way. And that ends up becoming not a Navi chip later in the game. Later in the series, pardon me. Because it is just such a good effect. Now, lastly, we put our last gospel back in here. And away we go. We're going to go fight Proto-Man so I can show off that jealousy. Assuming that it actually works. I'm actually going to go double check that real quick. Because he's got it, right? He's got his things there, right? Targets. Oh, it's just enemies. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So, interestingly, NapalmMan, Base, and Gospel all have 3 area grabs that they do not use. Meanwhile, Nightman has 3 panel grabs, Magnet Man has 5 magnet lines, so I guess if you want to really abuse jealousy strats, Magnet Man is a good guy to do it on because that's 250 damage. Freeze Man has 3 ice stages, Gutsman V2 has a single area grab, and Gutsman V3 has 2 area grabs and a recover 200. So, yeah, that's some cool information, I think. Do we have this on? Yeah, we have that on. Okay, yeah, whatever. You do you, buddy. Alright. So, at 3 hits, each worth 150 damage. I don't think it breaks their chips, sadly. Yeah, it does not. Because that would be real good if it did. But yeah, number of chips that they have equals the amount of damage. Alright, so we go here. We're going to we are going to go show off Grab Revenge because that's the last thing to show off for us. And then I think that's going to be the end of this game. How much does it cost? Only 24. That's not bad. Alright, now this area I know has enemies that can area grab you, so that's why I'm out here. And before all we get is the single hard head. Oh, there we go. Alright, so we sit here and we wait. Wait for this guy to get salty enough to area grab us. Keep letting it happen for a second. Alright. And that hits for, what was that, 40 per panel to each enemy that we, yeah. And that's it, folks. That's everything. Let's see if we can't get ourselves back to our old folder real quick. I'm not even using the Dark Messiah folder. We're gonna go back to Gator. We're going back to the old cheese. Because in a case like that, that's exactly what you need, is cheese that is slightly less aged. Or something. Alright, select that. Oh yeah, there was one more thing I was going to show off. Right. I'll do that in a moment after I do the rest of this folder fixing here. That's right. How could I possibly forget beating up on Toadman again? How dare. I can't believe you would have let me forget that. Alright, so I think that this will be the best place to show off Anti-Thunder, which we're using as just a test of what any of the elemental trap effects are like, is going up against this jerk. Yeah, nobody's favorite right here. Alright, so we set up anti-elec. Well, you missed basically the rest of everything I was doing. This is it. We're at the end of things. We're showing off we're showing off a couple of chips that I didn't really put to use in this game. That's all. So you can see that this is basically purpose-made to be like, hey, yeah, if Toadman is giving you trouble, this'll fix Toadman's hash right good. And it does the job. I mean, 400 damage retaliation for Toadman using the croaking ribbit thing is pretty gross. What's that give us? 3 more slots to put our attack plus 30s back in there, and that'll be, you know, as our little thing here of just have these done. Have this folder back the way it was. Almost like an ancestral thing. Now, save. And here's the part where I can tell you about the stuff that, unfortunately, I am not going to be able to show off. However, in order to help us get a little bit of illustration here, let's go back to the title screen. And you can see our 4 beautiful, beautiful stars. It could be 5, but then I would have to go through the hell that is the PvP for trying to unlock the 10 secret chips. And I'm pretty sure the 5th star is purple. So, you know, double tragedy as far as I'm concerned. And the hidden chips are all, well, mostly pretty neat, if I recall correctly. There's, yeah, I will be, there should be a VOD. I need to remember to post yesterday's VOD up on the, my side channel over on YouTube, and then I gotta post this one afterwards. So, yeah, in the next couple days, those will be up, and you'll be able to watch those, or just watch them on Twitch. I mean, that's always a possibility, too. But regardless of where you can view the old content, so the PvP chips, if I recall correctly, it's something like a 1 in 32 chance if you play on, like, you actually play where you're anteing a battle chip out of your backpack for. So that is many levels of not great, and then there's 10 of those chips. So thanks a lot, whoever decided on that. Again, clearly they were still trying to find their feet on a lot of things here. So as far as what those 10 hidden chips are, we've got Big Red Wave, which is usable by fire styles only, and it's just Red Wave but more powerful. There's Freeze Bomb, which is Iceman's Ice Element Cross Bomb from BN1, but it's usable only by water styles. There's Sparker, which I believe causes lightning to strike around obstacles, usable only by electric styles. There's Gaia Sword, which is a wood element wide sword, not long sword, usable only by wood styles. It absorbs the damage of non-elemental chips that you select after it, though, so it can become very powerful, but it is very much an all-or-nothing alpha strike, and you've got to have setup to make it great. Black Bomb. That one is usable by any type, and it throws one of those bombs that we saw in Quickman scenario and a couple of times in the later licensing exams and nowhere else, even though they would be quite tough to deal with. There's Fighter Sword, Knight Sword, and Hero Sword, all 3 of them. Those are usable by normal element styles only. There's Meteors, which freezes time and just throws a bunch of meteors at the enemy area. Kind of like Freeze Man, you want to area lock the enemy as hard as possible to get as many hits in. Meteors returns in BN3, so we will probably end up using that as a folder at least once, because that's a build around, and you can do some absolutely sick, nasty damage with that. So don't be surprised if we do that eventually. And lastly is Poltergeist, which picks up every object on the field and throws it at the enemy for like 200 damage. Again, you gotta build around it, but it's pretty strong. Other things that we didn't show off. We did not show off Hub Style, and the reason for that is that Hub Style in this game, A, A, exists as an actual style, but second of all, it's very much down to RNG actually getting it. You've got to... And by that, I mean, it's not down to RNG whatsoever. Pardon me, you just have to grind out another style change. We would just be here, I'd just be doing another bunch of stupid fights for no good like another up to 200 fights, basically, against garbage enemies, and it would take needlessly long to demonstrate something that gives you all the upsides of all of the styles, with the additional bonus of the fact that the custom style upside is enhanced even further to let you start with 10 chips. And it also gives you the 7 Navi chips allowed in the folder from team style. It gives you the first barrier and the ability to throw up a shield from shield style. It gives you the doubled attack and reduced rapid from gut style. And in exchange for all of this, it cuts your HP in half and it has no element. Which, to be fair, if you're at 500 max HP compared to 1,000, that's probably a good thing. So, aside from that, we didn't show off hard mode. To get hard mode, we need all 5 stars, which is why I didn't do it in this game, because it would take a lot of setup. As you could see, this was like 40 hours worth of gameplay to get this far. And then, even if I'm doing touch trades for the battle chips, if I'm just borrowing the secret chips from people on the internet, that's still a little bit of extra time. If you're farming them out, if you're actually farming them out, good God, you're going to have, you're going to be very unhappy, to say the least. It takes forever to unlock hard mode, and hard mode really only, every battle is Super Black Bass. All hard mode does is, I believe it just multiplies the enemy's HP by 1.5. So, like, Airman would have 450 at his base version, then his V2 is 750, and his V3 is 1050. Or, like, base would be 3000, Planet Man V3 would be 3300. So, not very impressive. However, if you beat hard mode, and then you start a new file in regular mode. By the way, you can have a regular file and a hard mode file. If you continue, I think you can continue your old save file, but at the very least, if you start a new file in regular difficulty... Oh yeah, there is one more thing, that in hard mode you have no access to network features. But yeah, if you beat hard mode and you start a new file on normal difficulty, they let you start with the special chip Sanctuary, which all Sanctuary does is it turns your side of the field into holy panels. Again, we will see that in Battle Network 3, because that is much easier to get in that game. And so... yeah, it's kind of a worthless reward. It's not even part of library completion or anything. It's just sort of there to be like, hey, yeah, I suppose we should give you a reward for you doing something this freaking stupid. And they did. And it's not a very valuable one. So, you know what? Okay, then. Now, one last thing here to let you all know. Where's our... grab copy image address. There we go. So, starting in the next stream, now that we have finished this game, at least insofar as there would be, like, actual worthwhile content for us to do on stream, the next stream we will be starting on Battle Network 3. We will be starting, if I can remember how to go here, we will be starting on Battle Network 3 Blue. Because, an interesting thing here, you can see I started on a file of Battle Network 3 White, because there is some version exclusive content that we'll be able to get over to BN3 Blue. I'll have to ask for somebody on the Trez Discord or something to help me trade over. I don't know. Because unfortunately, you can't just trade with yourself, which would be very easy. But, yeah. So, we'll start in blue, and then we'll switch. I will probably show off the version exclusive stuff for white in white version and move over what I can as well. I just want to say that BN3 is probably my favorite Game Boy Advance game, full stop. So we're gonna probably be giving this one a little bit extra attention, even compared to what I was doing with the previous games. And I'm just gonna paste a link to this GIF in here to show off the effects of one of the more difficult command codes to do in the game. That crazy 5-hit attack that Mega Man does, which I believe is officially known as the Mega Dance, which is a very silly name for it. But I'm going to be trying to learn how to do that, and if I can, I will be showing that off on stream for the purposes of murdering something in a hilarious manner. And that's all I got, is that I'm going to try to show off a tiny bit of skill, and hopefully it'll look neat.